Everybody, it's Ryan from Happy Trader, CEO and head quant. It's Thursday, October 12th. We have another impromptu mobile trade coming up for you, but I wanted to preface this video just by thanking you for watching the other videos. If you're new here, we created an indicator that has predictive AI capabilities, one of the very first legitimate ones on the market, and these downtrend and uptrend signals are the signals for the indicator. What we have just launched is something super exciting, and before we get into today's trade, I just wanted to go over it. So we're just going to we have our backtester, and we're going to just apply our backtester for 2023 on one contract of the NQ, and you can see 43.99% and just a little bit of a drawdown there. And this is with a starting capital, if I go to the parameters, through TradingView of $100,000. And the great thing about this is that you don't need $100,000 to trade the NQ. I'd say for one contract to handle a little bit of a drawdown, 2,000 to 5,000 is probably going to be better. Let's start it at 5,000, see what we get. And you can just see there that the percentage just goes up just increasingly, right? Because the amount of capital that we've gained compared to the amount of capital that we've risked. So that just goes to show how good with one contract the Happy Trader scenario is. And you can also just validate this. You can see that when we hide the backtester, all of our little overlays and position entries go away. When you add the backtester, you can see that they are coming up exactly where our trends are, right? So that's done. Props to our engineering team for that. And you can just see the power of starting with a low amount of money. If your futures broker does support lower margin, worst case scenario, you might have to put in 10,000, just to get started, right? So that's always a possibility, but generally speaking, I'd say the actual margin requirements for one ES contract, one E-mini contract on the NASDAQ, probably around $1,000 to $2,000. That would be holding overnight. And so I just wanted to show you our backtester. And what's crazy is if you get into even just two contracts, let's say we start with $10,000, and let's see if we have the same outcome or if it is compounding based on the gains that we're going to see here. So let's just have a look. And we have 879, so about the same. So that's crazy, right? So it really depends on your margin. Now, for just to compare things here, this is for this year, 2023, this backtesting, and this is through TradingView. This is the most trusted backtester, and you can see that, it lines up perfectly with everything that's on the chart here, with our signals, and then if we want, we can just hide it. But anyway, 879.8% this year, just following Happy Trader signals. That is really, really solid. So I'm just going to put it out there that the S&P 500 typically does 7 to 10% annually per year, and many people are able to retire from that. So with that being said, today's trade is going to be a very short scalp trade using the TQQQ, which is derived from the NASDAQ futures. And it's just going to show you how fast, once you get used to Happy Trader and you apply just a little bit of leverage, we're only going to be risking $100, and we're actually going to make a quick almost 30% within just a couple minutes. So it may not seem like a lot of money, but think about it in terms of scalability, like you're seeing on this chart, and you can see the absolute amount of money that you would have gained, and that's pretty exciting stuff. So again, this is Ryan from Happy Trader. Just wanted to preface today's video because it's a little crazy. I'm on the treadmill. Thursday, October 12th, 2023. Have a wonderful day. What's going on, everyone? Ryan from Happy Trader. It's Thursday, October 12th, 2023. You can see on our NASDAQ, on our NQ futures, we have our sell signal. I am currently on the treadmill. I had to take a mobile trade, and that just shows the practicality of Happy Trader. I did one of these a couple days ago before we had all the geopolitical stuff. But anyway, want to get into the trade and just went over to my real money account. This is going to be a shorter term trade. So let's see. We only have $108 of risk on. We're already up 12%. So no matter what position you would have put on the NASDAQ, you would already be up 12, 13%, 14% just off of these signals. So this is going to be an example of just a smaller time trade. And as I wrap up here on the treadmill, I will turn it off. But I wanted just to show you kind of like how I'm setting the trade up. So what I did was I went in and I went and bought the October 13th 39 put, which is in the money, the 39 put and the 39.5 put. So when I had both of those signals, so when I had this signal here, the sell signal, that's our initial. Let me go ahead and stretch this out a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. Off the treadmill now. So we have our sell signal that popped, and we were going sideways for a while, I guess, just waiting for something. And then we have our red Illuma trend, and then we had our AI signal pop up really close to the sell signal. Now, in my experience and in the back testing experience, when we get the sell signal for the for the downtrend so close to the sell signal of the possible and potential trend reversal, that's usually going to be a pretty aggressive move. So let's go back to our trade, and you can see it's doing pretty well. And that's our trade. Look, 22%. That's an easy peasy scalp right there. So we are just going to probably hold that one for a little bit longer. Let's see what we want to do with it. It should go back up a little bit. But like I said, that was a very whatever triggered that move over here, very, very aggressive. And also this is, again, we only have $108 at risk, and we've already made like 23%. So you might be looking at the dollar size and being like, oh, well, that's not a crazy amount. Well, the market as a whole usually does 7 to 10% a year. We just did almost 30% in, like no time at all. So I'm going to go ahead. There's another sell alert. I'm going to go ahead and just close these out and be responsible. So we're just going to hit close. We're just going to go to our mid price, no problem, and see if she fills. Yes, she does. And then we have our other put, and we will do precisely the same thing. Even though it does look like this is going to run, this is just going to be a small account video, a micro account video with only $100 at risk. You can see on the performance tab, $33 on about I think it was $108 risk. So we did about 27% profit in just a couple minutes. And if you obviously, you might look at that and be like, oh, well, that's $33. You really do have to look at it by percentages. It's super important, because if you were trading a slightly larger size and you were used to these signals, which look, the market is just going down, we could have probably left it on, but we don't want to, we want to take our money and run, so to speak. We don't want to run into a reversal or like a retest. But if we get a retest and then we get a confirmation, we might consider re-entering. Again, this is Ryan from Happy Trader. Have a great day and happy trading.